the network people as well as Fox and knew about me, and therefore when the part came up, they thought of me. They thought I was physically the right type, and they knew my work. They felt I could handle it and so forth. And so I know I had that boost going in. There was no script actually ready, not anything to, no, nothing to read. As a matter of fact, Gene Reynolds wanted to see film, and I said, I don't really have anything to submit. Everything. It was also, histrionic. I was jumping off cliffs. I was shooting people. I was getting shot. It was all, and I hadn't done any comedy on film. I had done comedy on stage, and I talked this out with Millie Gussie, who was the casting director at Paramount, the one who called me in about the Mannix and the one who told me about Millie Stone. And she said, don't do it. We have very little imagination. She said, don't do it. Lose the job on your own merits. Don't lose it because they look at a piece of dramatic film and say, well, but she's a dramatic actress and she can't do comedy. And so I submitted that as a theory to my agent, and they said, well, I said, there's something sensible about that. And then before we could act on that theory, we had an offer for a movie from Universal with Olivia de Havilland, which thrilled me beyond belief because she's someone I have admired for years, and she's a wonderful actress, and it sounded like a good film, but the dates of shooting that film and the pilot for M.A.S.H. conflicted, and I just, as a courtesy call, since the M.A.S.H. people had dibs on me for those dates until they made a decision one way or the other, my agent called them and said, we've just had an offer and there are conflicts in the dates and we thought we should let you know. And Gene said, no, we were really just going to call you about Loretta. We've decided we'd like to go with her, and we're going to prepare the contracts and so forth. So it kind of forced their hand, or maybe they were ready, I don't know, but that's how that whole thing came about. No, there was nothing to read. There was nothing to read. I don't think anyone read for the roles. I think they were just cast. I know McLean didn't. He had done a lot of work at CBS, a lot of pilots that didn't get on. And in fact, he told me, he said, I'm sure we'll get on the air. He said, they convinced me when I agreed to do this pilot that it would. He said, I said to them, fellas, I'm running out of gas. I've done blah, blah, many pilots. And they said, no, this is going to be the one. And it was. McLean was just superb as the commander those first 3 years. Funny. You would come home exhausted just from laughing at McLean.